about.
I'm not gonna lie, when I found this guy, bro, when I found my boy Luke, shout out Luke. I hope, man, I would love to meet Luke one day. Top 5 Americans. Listen, bro, when I found him, I was 3 a.m. in the morning, bro. Scrolling YouTube, I seen a video of this dude living out the freaking snow, bro. He built a whole house. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that video, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've watched every single one of his videos. Literally, I've backlogged them all. I've watched every last one of them. I don't know how many he has, but I've watched them all, bro. I've watched literally them all, bro. Not even trolling when I say this, bro. This is real talk. Okay, so look. I don't know if it was this one because he actually built a literal fortress, like an actual like living space. But it looks similar to like this thumbnail. It looks very similar, bro. It might have been this one. It might have been this one because he dug down into it. This might have been the one that I saw. This might have been my very first Outdoor Boys video, bro, that I ever saw. And bro, when I seen it, I said, this guy's next level. I went back and watched every last video, bro. Matter of fact, this is what I did. I went to his playlist. You see this joint right here, winter camping? The whole playlist, bro. Bro, his videos are so like informative, interesting, just everything,
About the
bro.
incredible story of Luke Nichols and the Outdoor Boys. And trust me, this one's different. This isn't just about money or fame. It's about how a genuine guy defied all odds and became successful at what he loves to do.
Okay.
How did Luke really do it? Well, grab your hot chocolate because this story is wild. But before we get into all of that... Is it really that
wild though? Like, I watch him, like, I feel like they finna milk it a little bit.
Let me set the scene real quick. In February 2024, something pretty wild happened.
What happened?
The Outdoor Boys channel pulled in 100 million views in a single month. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, great, another YouTube success story. But hold on, because this isn't your typical influencer journey. There's way more to this story than just view counts and subscriber milestones. Let's rewind the clock, because to understand how the Outdoor Boys became what it is today, we need to start at the beginning. Luke Nichols grew up in Anchorage, Alaska. And I mean actually grew up there, not just for the content. This wasn't some calculated move to build a brand. This was his life. Growing up in the rugged Alaskan wilderness, Luke developed a deep connection with nature from an early age. But this wasn't just some casual relationship with the outdoors. This was full immersion in one of the most challenging environments in America. Two figures played crucial roles in shaping young Luke's outdoor expertise, his father and grandfather. These were men who understood the Alaskan wilderness at a fundamental level. Under their guidance, Luke learned the essential skills that would later define his content. How to read the landscape, understand weather patterns, and respect nature's power. What's particularly interesting about Luke's childhood is that unlike many who later romanticized their outdoor experiences, his connection to nature was just a normal part of daily life. This was just how the Nichols family lived. The skills Luke learned during these formative years...
Bro, watching his videos, especially when he do this stuff with his kids, bro, like now his son got his own YouTube channel. Where he kind of want to like try to do his own thing like his dad was doing, to put all the stuff that his dad taught him like almost to the test, almost like, can I do it by myself? This is just fire, bro. Shout out my main man, Luke.
We're about understanding the deeper relationship between humans and nature. For 19 years, this was Luke's world. The Alaskan wilderness wasn't just a backdrop, it was his classroom, his playground, and his training ground. Every season brought new lessons, from dealing with the harsh Alaskan winters to making the most of the brief but intense summers. This early exposure to such a demanding environment helped develop Luke's interest in outdoor activities. On his 19th birthday, Luke...
I feel like he milking it a little bit. Like, this some embellishment. Like I said, I've watched a lot of Luke's videos. I've heard him talk about his childhood. And like, yeah, Luke was a scout back in the day. Like, did a lot of stuff with his... I believe it was either his grandfather. I don't know if it was his father or his grandfather. But like this guy's making it seem like, oh my gosh, like every day we went out and like studied the nature. Like, I don't know, bro. I think you might be milking that part. But no, and like I don't know. I think it's some embellishment. You know, it's for the YouTube video.
Luke made a decision that would shape everything that came after. He moved to Japan as a missionary. Now imagine being 19, leaving Alaska behind, and diving headfirst into a completely different culture.
Yeah,
for
he went
2
on his
years,
mission
he
trip.
immersed himself in
Then he
Japanese
said he went
language
to
and culture. During
Japan
those
for
2
like, what, 3
years
years?
in
2 years.
Fukuoka, he learned to appreciate different perspectives, to find
Brother, this is made by AI. Did you hear that?
years in Fukuoka. He
Fukuoka. This is an AI video. I almost want to click off of it right now.
learn to appreciate different perspectives, to find beauty in difficulty, and most importantly, to share these experiences with others.
I wonder if this script is literally written by AI, bro. Cause now I get it, bro. See, this is, oh my gosh. This is why you gotta have an ear for this stuff, bro. You gotta have an ear and an eye for AI, bro. Cause how many people you think watched this full video and didn't know that it was made by AI? How many people you think got bamboozled?
Little did he know this experience would later define his future. After returning to the US and attending BYU, Luke met his wife Rebecca and things were going well.
Now I'm hearing the robotic in that voice a lot now. It's like almost unbearable. What the freak?
But, and there's always a but, life had other plans. His political consulting business had to shut it down. Starting a family, they were struggling. These weren't just setbacks, they were the kind of life experiences that would later help him connect with millions of viewers on a human level. After graduating from BYU, his path wasn't straight to law. He actually dove deep into politics, and I mean deep. He ran over 20 different political campaigns in Utah. But here's the thing about political consulting. The hours were brutal. We're talking about constant travel, late nights, and practically zero family time.
Oh,
Even
wow.
though the political consulting business was successful, Luke faced a tough reality. The lifestyle was taking a toll on his family life, which went against everything he believed in. So he made a decision that would change everything. He shut down his consulting business completely. At this point, Luke and Rebecca were trying to start a family, but facing challenges. They made the bold move to leave Utah behind and relocate to Virginia. Here's where fate stepped in. Almost immediately after moving to their new house in the countryside, Rebecca got pregnant with their first son, Tommy. Now in Virginia, with a
Really? I wonder if, how does he know this information?
baby on the way, Luke needed a new direction. That's when he enrolled at George Mason University Law School. After graduating in 2011, he didn't just join a firm, he started his own. Spectrum Legal Defense became one of Virginia's top traffic law firms, specializing in DUI and reckless driving cases. Now, this is where things get really interesting. In 2013, while running a successful law practice, Luke started experimenting with YouTube. He didn't just start posting videos, he started building relationships with his audience. Imagine running one of Virginia's top DUI defense practices while trying to manage YouTube. And I mean, this wasn't just posting a video here and there. We're talking about coming up with ideas, shooting them, and editing them while still showing up in court ready to defend clients.
I feel like this is, although I get the point that the dude is trying to make when he wrote the script, I feel like he embellishing it a little bit, bro. Like, bro, YouTube back then didn't require Mr. Beast level editing. It didn't require Mr. Beast level production. You didn't have to do much editing at all, bro. You could just make the video, make it how you want it, and put it out. You didn't have to worry about making it for retention purposes or none of that. Like, even the way Luke edits his videos now, those videos are made to be as, you know, retention strong as possible. Not saying he's trying to be Mr. Beast, but like, I'm sure Luke knows, all right, bro, let me cut some of this down. This will be boring. Let me speed some of this up. This is taking too long. Like, he knows how to edit, right? But back then, I guarantee you, he was just putting videos out. Like, and that's the one thing that I don't like sometimes. And I'm not saying this is Luke saying this or the dude who made it. This is just me expressing myself. But I do not like when some of these creators that started back OG make it seem like they did so much work when YouTube was on easy mode and you was really just the first person to it. It's like when old people try to tell you about how to buy a house and how to manage a house and how to go about purchasing a house when houses was $20,000. Brother, we are not in the same boat. You do not know what I'm experiencing right now. You know? Like, I don't know. Like, there's a disconnect almost with the experience.
Think about what Luke's schedule must have looked like. He'd be in court handling DUI and reckless driving cases during the day at his firm. These weren't simple cases either. He was handling many of them, building his reputation as one of Virginia's most respected traffic lawyers. But then, instead of relaxing after a long day in court, he'd be editing videos late into the night. Weekends weren't exactly free time either. While other lawyers might be relaxing or preparing for Monday's
I want him
cases,
to watch this and
Luke
like
would
give
be
his
out
2 cents
filming
about it.
content.
Almost.
Then he'd
legit.
somehow have to find time to edit all that footage and still be prepared for court appearances the next week. The real challenge came from the unpredictable nature of both careers. Court schedules can change at a moment's notice and cases can run longer than expected. Meanwhile, creating outdoor content requires planning around weather conditions, daylight hours, and family schedules.
This is true.
Despite all these challenges, both careers were thriving. His law firm was becoming one of the top traffic law practices in Virginia.
I wonder if that's true.
While
or if
his
he's just
YouTube
embellishing.
channels were consistently growing,
Catfish
he
and
somehow
Cart, man.
managed to make
A lot of
two
people don't know about that.
full-time careers work simultaneously. And this is where most creators would have probably focused on maximizing views and engagement. But Luke, he did something different. When his audience started giving feedback about wanting different types of content, instead of ignoring them or changing his style, in 2015, he created a whole new channel, The Outdoor Boys. Then Luke took his family on an epic trip back to Alaska, where he grew up, and created a 4-part series that would define the channel's future direction.
Okay.
This wasn't just another outdoor adventure. This was
I don't know
personal.
if I've seen this.
He was showing his kids the places that shaped him, teaching them the skills he learned growing up, and sharing it all with his audience. 3 out of those 4 videos hit over 1 million views each. But more importantly,
no, I've seen that.
Luke
Yeah, I've seen this.
hit over 1
I don't know about that one, but I've seen this one.
million views each. But more importantly, they showed Luke exactly what his channel could be. But in 2019, right when things were starting to take off, the Outdoor Boys hit a major roadblock. YouTube completely disabled comments on the channel as part of their broader effort to protect children. Now, this might not sound like a big deal, but for Luke, this was huge. The channel wasn't just about views, it was about community. They even went a step further and demonetized the entire channel. Think about that for a second. Everything Luke had built, the community he'd created, the connections he'd made, all of it was suddenly at risk. But here's where Luke's true character showed through. Instead of fighting the system or complaining, he focused on what really mattered, keeping his kids safe online. He worked with YouTube's guidelines, restricted unwanted comments, and eventually got the demonetization ban lifted. But let's rewind a bit, because the birth of the Outdoor Boys wasn't as straightforward as you might think. Okay. See, Luke's first channel, Catfish and Carp, was actually doing really well. But there was this
I didn't watch a lot of the Catfish and Carp videos, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the fishing videos, like, yeah, they're cool, but I'd much rather like the video where he made like the boat out of those bins, right? Like the storage bins, and he made like a boat out of it. Like, I'd much rather watch that and him go fishing on that than like him just like legit doing a fishing trip, in my opinion.
Brewing. Whenever Luke would post anything that wasn't strictly fishing content, he'd get pushback from viewers. They wanted pure fishing content, nothing else. But Luke had this bigger vision. He wanted to share more than just fishing tips. While the Outdoor Boys was growing, Luke discovered what I'm going to call his authenticity formula. Every time he posted genuine family moments and real adventures.
Becca, are you warm?
I'm warm.
Yeah, I can't believe you're still wearing your coat in here. It's hot.
Not only did the videos perform well.
Oh my gosh, this is his best video. This is a banger video, bro. I wish I was here for this, bro. This is a freaking banger video. This is my favorite one, bro.
But the comments sections would fill with stories from viewers sharing their own experiences.
Banger
And this
video.
is where Luke's story takes an unexpected turn. Despite having millions of subscribers, despite having opportunities to cash in big time, Luke made choices that honestly shocked a lot of people in the industry.
So there's this YouTube channel called Outdoor Boys. It's just something about him that's so wholesome. It goes out into the Alaskan wilderness and like different types of wilderness.
You know what's wild is he just takes his son on these things.
No merchandise, even though
No
he could
merch.
easily make $1 million a month from merch alone. Limited sponsorships, even as his channel grew. And get this, while other creators were flexing supercars, Luke kept driving his Kia Sportage. In 2000,
Why is that so? Why is that so like? Why do I need to buy a supercar just because I got some money now? Like I feel like it should be regular to keep the car that you got because it's working. The freak.
2020, when the world got hit with COVID and viewing habits changed, with people watching longer videos on their TVs instead of phones, the Outdoor Boys content found an even bigger audience. But what's fascinating was, while the numbers grew, the community feeling never changed. The comment sections still felt like conversations.
Literally, I don't believe comments were on. I don't think comments were on in 2020, 2021. I think the comments were disabled, bro.
Between friends. Then, in December 2023, very randomly, people started making edits of Luke's content on TikTok using Outdoor
this.
Boys hashtag. Within days, these videos hit millions and millions of views. The OG community welcomed all these new views.
Bro, this right here, asking my teammate where he is in the middle of a fight. I'm here on the brink of Alaska. No, this is a fire
Who are
freaking
sharing
meme,
their
bro.
favorite moments and stories.
Dang.
You can even see Redditors talking about their favorite Luke quote, like, "This is a sign that it's time for me to change." And the classic, "That's why they call me Hot Lips. No one calls me that."
I'm dead, bro.
That's why they call me Hot Lips. Nobody calls me that.
Yes, even Luke's
The dad
quotes has a
jokes.
fan base. Now, here's the part of Luke's story that genuinely blows my mind, the real impact he's had on families across the world. This is about actual change in people's lives.
Okay.
The real magic of the Outdoor Boys isn't in the numbers, although they're impressive. It's in comments like this one from Reddit. "I live in Phoenix, basically the complete opposite of Alaska, but somehow watching the Outdoor Boys still inspires me to get out and explore. Even in the desert heat, I feel motivated to chase my own adventures."
Okay.
And it's not just about inspiring adventures.
That boy Luke love him some not pilot bread. Fresh bread. They be taking on them cabbage trips with that honey butter, boy.
Luke's approach to family
That
and
honey
faith
butter.
shapes everything about his content, but in the most natural
And that
way
curry.
possible.
That boy love
For
him some curry.
These aren't just topics to talk about. They're the foundation of who he is. His faith guides how he approaches challenges, how he treats others, and most importantly, how he raises his family. But he never pushes these beliefs on anyone. Instead, he lets his actions speak for themselves. The family grew with the addition of Nate and Jacob, and they've all become integral parts of the channel. What's fascinating is how Luke has managed to turn family time into content without making it feel forced or staged. His sons are
I think part of that is his kids want to do the stuff that he's got them doing. Like, you got to remember, bro, Luke was taking his kids when they were young. I mean, like, there was one video he did like a 5-mile trek with like his 6-year-old son, bro. I don't know. I think that might have been Jake. I think Nathan's still young, so I think that might have been Jake, bro. Or am I getting the two mixed up? He just took him on like a 5-mile trek, bro. And I'm talking about this little itty bitty kid, bro, taking a walk hard. Now, granted, Luke was saying they took a lot of breaks because he's young, but these kids been doing this since they was little, bro. Like, this is their life, bro.
aren't just appearing in
Same way Luke grew
videos.
up doing that.
They're actively learning, growing, and developing real outdoor skills alongside their dad. You can see this in how he involves them in the production process, making mistakes, showing the reality of family adventures, both the highs and the lows. Rebecca and Luke have maintained this family-first approach through all their success,
Facts.
proving that their early struggles to start a family in Utah led to something pretty special. The way they handle their kids' involvement in the channel is particularly interesting. They've managed to share their family adventures while still being protective of their children's privacy, something that became
Right.
especially important during that 2019 YouTube comment controversy. Growing up in Alaska, he learned valuable lessons from his father and grandfather about family, responsibility, and character. Now he's passing these lessons on not just to his own sons, but to millions of viewers who get to witness this generational wisdom in action.
Generational.
His faith naturally weaves into his content not through preaching or explicit messages, but through his everyday actions and decisions. It shows in how he handles setbacks, how he treats his family, and how he approaches life's challenges. This natural integration of values into content has created a space where adventure and character building go hand in hand. I have seen a lot of people watching the Outdoor Boys after a long day of work, relaxing.
There go that honey butter and that pork jowl. That boy love to eat that, bro. Where did he get this stock? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Fire video, but like, yo, this channel is so like, it's soulless. Oh my gosh, it's soulless content, bro. What the freak? He got this green screen pre-made video from YouTube
with
and
their
just slapped the video on it.
This is
Use
powerful.
the AI voiceover.
Not many YouTubers can have this flex, that they are inspiring families across the world to live amazing lives. The real measure of his impact isn't in the numbers, but in how he's influenced family dynamics. His videos show genuine moments of teaching his sons, working through challenges, and building relationships. These
Look at
aren't
young Tommy.
scripted moments designed for views. They're real interactions between a father and his sons, captured authentically. Recently, Luke made what might seem like a crazy decision, leaving his successful law practice to focus on YouTube full-time.
I'm
Right.
starting a new YouTube channel. It's called the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. I'm sure I can find a way to make it happen.
But here's the thing, it wasn't about chasing bigger numbers. It was about having more time to create genuine content for a community that had become like family.
Dessert.
The void Luke felt while running his law practice makes more sense when you understand his background. Here was a guy
Did he say he felt a void? Like, is this embellishment, bro? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
who grew up in the Alaskan wilderness, spent his teenage years exploring Japan, and then found himself behind a desk handling traffic cases. Sure, he was successful, but success doesn't always equal fulfillment. As of now, the Outdoor Boys has grown to almost 14 million subscribers, but
Yeah.
what's even more impressive is how the channel has maintained its authentic feel despite the massive growth. The comments still feel personal, the content still
Brother, there are no comments, bro. Is he trolling? He's got to be talking about Reddit, right? There are no comments. There are no comments, bro. There have not been no comments for years.
feels genuine, and Luke still seems like the same guy who started posting videos while running a law
That's
practice.
part of what makes me feel like this was written by AI as well, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, here's where things get really interesting, because Luke's story actually proves something psychologists have been studying for years.
What is social
Something
proof?
called social proof theory. This explains exactly why his genuine approach works so well. See, most creators try to manufacture social proof through quick wins. More views, more likes, more engagement. But what Luke did was completely different. He
Okay.
focused on being real, and that's what made all the difference. Think about his early days on YouTube. When most creators were facing setbacks, they'd typically do one of two things. Either
What is that?
quit or completely change their style to chase trends. But Luke, he just kept being Luke. Even
I
when
don't
his
think Luke ever had a setback though. I feel like Luke's content, once it picked up, it kind of steadily grew. Like I don't think he ever had like a drop. I don't think so.
videos weren't hitting big numbers,
624,000 views isn't big numbers? Are you kidding? What?
even when people were telling him to change his content, he stuck to what felt genuine. I mean, just look at how he handled success when it came. His channel was blowing up. And you know what he did? He kept driving his Kia Sportage. He kept making the same kind of content. He even turned down major sponsorship deals that didn't align with his values. Most creators would have jumped at those opportunities, but Luke understood something deeper. Authenticity isn't just about what you do.
That's that Hawaii trip.
It's
I
about
think.
what you choose not to do. While other creators were burning out trying to keep up with trends, Luke was building something much more valuable: trust. Every time he posted a real moment,
Bro said,
every
"I'm gonna vote
time
Luke
he
as
showed
president."
things going wrong, every time he chose authenticity over profit, he was actually investing in his community's trust. But let me be real with you for a second. This path isn't easy. When Luke first started, he was balancing a successful law career, a family, and 2 YouTube channels. That's already hard enough. But doing it while refusing to take shortcuts? That's like playing the game on hard mode. Think about the pressure.
That's
Here's
regular
a guy who
mode,
could have
bro.
easily cashed in. He could have plastered his videos with sponsorships. He could have launched merch lines. He could have done all the things that typically make creators rich quick. But instead, he chose the harder path. Being genuine, being patient, and trusting that authenticity would eventually win. And you know what's wild? It actually worked. Not immediately, not overnight, but slowly and surely his authentic approach started paying off. His community grew stronger, not just bigger. People weren't just watching his videos, they were connecting with them. They were sharing their own stories. They were becoming part of something real. Look at his comment sections. They're not filled with the usual.
This is literally a lie. There have not been comments on his videos for years. Years. What are they talking about?
YouTube noise. They're filled with real stories from real people who've been inspired to make changes in their lives. Parents reconnecting with their kids, families starting their own adventures, people finding courage to try new things. That's the power of staying genuine. It might not give you instant success, but it builds something much more valuable, a community that actually cares. And when you have that, the success tends to follow naturally. I would like to end this video by saying this. Sometimes the best way to succeed is to stop trying to game the system and just focus on being real.
Focus on
Be
being
that
real,
in YouTube,
bro. Be
careers,
yourself,
or
bro.
even in life. If you enjoyed this breakdown of one of most genuine success stories, hit that subscribe button because we've got more.
Get out of here with your AI voiceover, man.